Hi, movers and shakers. This is Elsie Cardell with Believe and Receive, your weekly inspiration for your daily activation. Today's topic is the race at a New York pace. I repeat, the race at a New York pace. I was living in the Big Apple, New York. It was early morning rush hour and I was heading to work. I was in the middle of the train station in Midtown, walking when I felt somebody push me like they were playing defensive lineman for the 85 Super Bowl Chicago Bears. But it happened to be a woman, obviously super pressed to get to work. When she pushed me, I said as loud as possible, "Excuse you, excuse you." I must have repeated that several times and realized that lady was long gone and wasn't even stunting me. She probably wasn't even aware that she pushed me. And everybody else was rushing and moving at a rapid pace like her. I was the only one standing in the middle of the street. I had to adjust to the fast New York pace and get with the program. And I don't think it would have mattered if that lady had knocked my shoulder out of place or pushed me all the way down the smelly subway stairs. Nobody seemed to care about anything but getting to their next destination. That's the New York race at a New York pace. And now this New York pace has been adopted all over. Our entire society has taken on this microwave pace. The famous roast that used to be put in the oven for 30 minutes is now thrown in the microwave for under 3 minutes. And guess what? While everyone is racing from point A to point B, just like the lady that bumped me in Midtown New York, in life, we're just bumping people around without asking, "Hey, are you okay?" And why is it necessary to check in with people and genuinely ask, "Are you okay?" Because sometimes they're not, and they're hurting. The National Institute of Mental Health estimates that 16.2 million U.S. adults had at least one major depressive episode within 1 year. And the U.S. ranks third in the world for depressive disorders. How many people in our daily lives, our family, friends, and coworkers show behavior that signals they might not feel all right? But we're so busy that we don't even recognize when people are hurting until it's too late. And when something drastic happens, we say, "Oh my God, I didn't know everything wasn't all right." But you never cared to ask them if everything was all right. How often have we asked somebody how they're doing and waited to genuinely hear, versus racing to tell them all about how we're doing and hijacking where we want the conversation to go? As we embark upon even more accelerated paces, we can lose our sense of compassion and consciousness. And what is consciousness? Consciousness is an elevated awareness and level of engagement that leads to being interested in what's happening. We must always be conscious of each other and how we're feeling. And what's the first step to doing it? Slow down. To slow down means to be more attentive and proceed with caution. During these difficult times, we almost need to be on the lookout for people who are hurting. We do this with an elevated consciousness. And just saying hi is not elevated consciousness. Hi only acknowledges someone is physically there. The Elsieism for this week is, it's okay to not be okay. When life bumps you, do what I did in New York when I got bumped by that lady and speak out. Life is a cycle and we're in different places at different times. We don't have to be living in a New York minute where everything is okay. We don't have to be on all the time. We can go to a place of reflection, to vent, address our uncertainty, and then get out of that place so we don't get stuck. Our job as conscious beings is to care about others and connect to encourage them and help them move out of that space. Often the beginning to this is acknowledging it's okay to not be okay. So the call to action this week is these 3 simple things. 1, next time you ask someone, "How are you?" actually listen to their response. 2, if they tell you something isn't right, think about what you would want and need if you were in their position and share your most thoughtful insight. And lastly, if you happen to bump someone while rushing, take the doggone time to please say, "Excuse me, are you okay?" and mean it. Remember, get busy living your purpose because your power is in the now, and now is always today. This is Elsie Cardell with Believe and Receive, your weekly inspiration for your daily activation. You're listening to 95.1 FM Chicago, your heartbeat for soul.